I got the full planche. So one thing I want to get out of the way, by the way, I'm not your typical fitness YouTuber health guy. One is my appearance. Usually most fitness influencers, and I hate that word, they have like super tight and they're always shirtless. That's not my thing. And I realized that today, where it's just like I don't really fit the picture. It's just like most of them, they just use it as like verification of just like, look how hot and shredded and strong I am. That's like obviously telling you I know what I'm doing, but there's plenty of like shredded idiots around. But I already know I'm strong, and you're just here for the eye candy, my face. No, I'm kidding. And the information I give you. So after 7 long years of training, purely dedicated to the love of the game of calisthenics, I finally achieved my goal, my long time goal of getting the full freaking planche. It's not perfect, it's not A1 form, it's, but you know what? It's good enough for me. I've trained for a long time, and I'd say there were a few things in my journey that definitely helped out, and there was definitely some things that definitely screwed me over, and just some general tips. So I'm kind of giving like a little bit of my origin story, and kind of like a little bit of motivation, where it's just like, don't give up. Because saying it took you 7 years to learn something, it's just like people are gonna look at you as just like, what the hell were you messing up on? Or it's just like, that's a lot of dedication. Is it really worth that much time? Here's what it starts with. I started calisthenics when I was like 14, 15, and let me tell you something. When you want to achieve a goal, there's never a right time for it. We were stressing over bills. It was an unstable environment, and all I had was like a 20-pound dumbbell, and I was homeschooled because I was a troublemaker back in the day. And I saw videos in calisthenics and like home workout videos, and I see this one guy, Chris Harrier, or I was awesome done, one of the OG fitness YouTuber guys, where it was just, they were doing freestyle calisthenics, and they were doing like calisthenic moves, and they were just like, oh yeah, we can do all this at home and learn at home. And I was just like, this is amazing, I'm gonna try this. And I just fell in love with it after doing a couple archer push-ups, regular push-ups, dying push-ups. Started noticing a little bit of tricep on me. I was like, hey, I like that. And I kind of just see all these amazing skills, and I just see the full planche. I'm just like, I want that move, I'm gonna get that move. And I dedicate everything towards it. When you have a giant goal in mind, because when you look at it, it's like a crazy goal, actually. Like, it's actually insane. Like, the full planche is a move that less than 1% of the population could do. Probably all of history, less than 1% of the population could do it, because you're literally just levitating. And to think that me, I wasn't born athletic. You can tell, I had, I guess, some potential, but my parents were athletes, but they weren't doing what I do. It's just, I wasn't really given like the perfect proportions or genetics for it. I mean, I am short and my legs aren't the biggest, but I was born with more back or posterior chain dominant. So my pulling, perfect. My pushing, however, it was actually weaker than average. So whenever I would, and by weaker than average, I mean, I would hang out with my other buddies who does calisthenics. A lot of them super strong in certain areas, but I noticed just barely, and I'll be training for a lot more years than some of these guys, and I'm just barely stronger than them in the pushing aspect, or they would still be stronger than me. So that's a big freaking deal whenever you're doing full planche, because it's literally all pushing. So I had to compensate by working extra hard and building up my shoulders and chest and everything around me in order to compensate for that. So I would train vigorously. And one of the key lessons I learned in calisthenics is to have friends that also do calisthenics, or just people, that you could see do the move in real life. Because I'll tell you one thing, I thought the full planche was like a myth. Like, when you're in middle school and you hear about coochie for the first time, you're just like, that's a legend. That's not real. Until you see for yourself, then you realize, oh shit, this is real. So my buddy Angel, I would not be at the level I am if it wasn't for him. I saw him do the full planche in front of me one time, and then that unlocked the belief in me that this is a move that's actually possible. And he got it in 2 years. Another thing, don't compare yourself to other people. People are on their own journeys, and sometimes the grass is green on the other side just because the grass is fake. It's not always like that. So be grateful for the journey that you're on. I see him do the full planche, and I'm shocked. and I look at the video, I look, oh, if you want to achieve something, you got to be obsessive over it. You got to be, there's plenty of times where, my parents would have to like basically try to force me to stop working out. They would, try to just be like, discourage me. And, people around me were just like, don't stop working out so much. Why would you run in the rain? Or it's just like, why would you train for like almost 6 hours? Why are you trying so hard? Why are you driving all these hours away, go to a gymnastics gym just so you could hear what the coach has to say? You're going at like 9 p.m. just to work out. It's just like, why are you doing this? I do it because I love doing it. And I want to exceed as much as possible. If I want something, I'm going to get it, and I'm going to do it by whatever means necessary. Okay, not by any means necessary, but you know what I mean. I'm willing to put in more effort than most people in order to achieve the goals. So in calisthenics, full planche, there's no advice I can give you that you haven't heard already. If you're watching this video, it's because you've already watched a shit ton of videos on full planche. Full planche takes time to learn. The one good thing about it that sucks is that it's super simple to get it. Full planche leans. Lean every day. Lean with a good protraction, depress it, and try to lean them more than last time. If you can do that, you will get full planche. I promise you. Do your pseudo planche push-ups and do your planche assisted with the bands. That's all you need. Everyone's trying to be like, oh, this is the hidden trick, or this is the cues that you need in the calisthenics. You actually need to clench your cheeks with a butt plug in it while balancing on a bocce ball to help you overcome that stabilization area. No, it's bullshit. The only thing that works is the stuff that's hard. Do the planche leans. They suck because they humble you. You don't float. You don't look cool. It's just a fancy push-up. And if you can actually master that, you will get full planche. Anyone else that says you need more than that or other stuff, they're lying to you. You can cut, you can bulk. I actually got full planche not at the weight where I was actually the lowest. My lowest weight is 145. The weight I actually got full planche was 150. And I thought I had to cut 5 more pounds, but no. Literally, it was just the consistency of the training and actual just lock-in dedication. I stopped training other stuff. Everything was full planche first. Burn out on that, then we can work on the other stuff. Now, I will give you like some general tips where it's just like, shoulder strength, it can be trained in multiple ways. Dips or handstand push-ups. Get brutally strong with them. I'm talking ridiculous, like 50 plus dips, 20 plus handstand push-ups, weighted deep handstand push-ups. Your full planche will increase. It will increase. Do it with the planche leans. That's all you need. But the one thing that helped me push through all the plateaus, all the barriers, learning from other people, but as well as have that kind of illogical thinking. It doesn't make sense. Delusional even, where it's just like, I know I will get that full planche. Use that like arrogance. Like the balls on this guy to say he's going to do a move that less than 1% of the population can do. And be like, I am going to do that whether you like it or not. And use that as fuel to help you go through it. Because there's plenty of times in calisthenics where I thought this isn't for me. This is not for me. 4 or 5 years in, a logical person will say, maybe this isn't for me. I was not logical. I said, give me 2 more of that, actually. And then I finally got it. It only takes one W to just make you forget about all the thousands of times I landed on my face doing a planche lean. The thousands of times I've been sore. And I just see no progress. It will help. I promise you. You have to be patient. It takes time. This is an elite level move. You cannot cut corners with it. I'm sorry. Whatever your situation is, people say, I'm too long limbed. I'm too heavy set leg. Listen, bro, there's somebody with worse conditions than you and they still got it. Stop it with the excuses and lock in. But yeah, that's kind of like how I got the full planche. Have that unwavering belief in yourself and you will achieve it. I'm still learning, but eventually I'm going to get the full planche.